How cool, brothers and sisters. Welcome to AquaBrain TV. On this show, we chat snow skates with Eddie Sixberry and his Aloud team riders, PJ and Trenton. Coming to us from the Aloud compound in Breckenridge, Colorado. You can find Eddie at AloudSnowskates.com. That's AloudSnowskates.com. Eddie, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. This is awesome to get you on the show.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It looks like the sun came out.
It's a very nice day. There's not a cloud around.
It's
Typical
awesome.
Colorado and Breckenridge weather.
So you're out in Breckenridge?
We're in Breckenridge, Colorado, and love it here. It's all right. Don't worry.
Nice. So is that where the Aloud compound is located?
That's where we're at. We're at the Aloud compound, which is basically our backyard. But we have several features here, and they're snowboardy, but we tone them down for snow skating and stuff.
Yeah. So how'd you get into board sports? I know you got a big history. What's kind of the broad strokes? Give me the broad strokes.
Yeah, I stood on a skateboard 50 something years ago, actually, and did that kind of nonsense for a while. So snowboarding, did that nonsense. Now I'm what's up, G-Dog? My pal right here. And now I'm been snow skating now probably a dozen years or so. I hardly snowboard anymore. I just love these damn things, and I started riding other skis, people pressing different shit. I was riding a little Lib Tech forever,
Yeah.
like everybody rode. And things are sketchy and squirrely. They're fun as hell, but I wanted to ride something that handled like a snowboard.
Gotcha.
So it took me forever to find a ski company to work with me, and they saw some videos you were doing, and they thought this is pretty cool shit. Next thing you know, I got a ski company finally, and they're badass. Folsom Skis down in Denver really kick ass on helping design these. I told him my ideas, and he put it to real. And we got a powder ski coming out.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited to get. Should have that any day.
Right on.
Yeah,
So
so
Probably
mine are
when-
different. I get it. I've heard complaining because they're not the same old snow skate. They're different. This thing's 169. I'm 6'2". That's not a small ski.
Yeah, that's a
Thing hauls
beast.
ass though. Patrick guy rides him, our team rider in Austria. That dude did 75 on him.
Man.
Yeah, so I don't do that. I was the fast dude around town for a while, only because I was the only one on a long ski. Now all these dudes, man, they're all fast. I barely keep up with anybody anymore.
So let's
I'm
see.
the last dude down the hill now.
So tell me about the early development stages.
A friend of mine who was riding these long skis at first, like using K2s and different ones and trying to find something that's really fitting. It's kind of tough because the flex isn't exactly where you need it to be with a ski, because it's stiff at your foot and flexes through the tips. I had it to have flex at the tips and in the middle, through the middle, and within the middle. So I started messing around with them. And then finally I found, got a hold of the guys at Folsom, Mike McCabe and Max, and I don't know if I forget all their names, man. These dudes, man, we sat down, we talked about it. They thought it was pretty cool. Next thing you know, they're building the right shit.
Right on,
And,
right on.
I had a lot of things that I wasn't expecting.
What do you mean?
Downhill skateboarders, man, jumped right on this stuff.
Yeah, they're into it, huh?
And it made sense. And I'm a regular old skateboarder. I ride pools and ramps and all that shit. So I get it. but I'm just a regular skateboarder, and I was just doing jumps, and I was trying to snowboard on the thing. I didn't really try to make it like I'm skateboarding.
All right, so let's talk about the design a little bit.
Okay.
So you were showing me earlier, you were showing me some broken boards. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Yeah. This is basically, these are basically why I kind of started this stuff up. I had a couple more I started throwing away. This one I broke twice. I broke it here on a Thursday, and then there was some little silly contest, so I patched it and blasted and epoxied it and then broke the other end in the contest.
Oh, jeez.
So I was just trying to make decks stronger at first, just to have top decks, and then I started realizing I might want to make the truck bases bigger to have a more pound per square inch pressure resistance from breaking.
Gotcha.
Like a skateboard truck.
Yeah.
And then started looking for a ski company. So my son does metal fab, so he's a plasma cutter and all that shit. So we designed the trucks, I redesigned the decks. My decks are different. They have double step, concave on the noses and tails. And I have them coming out. Should have those next week.
Okay.
From Empire Skateboards.
And by the time you're watching this, they'll be available on
we'll have everything fully
AloudSnowskates.com. So go check them out.
What is it?
It's AloudSnowskates.com.
AloudSnowskates.com. You will be able to. We have shirts. We have all the beanies coming. We're setting everything up. I mean, we're fresh. I took 3 years just developing the skis because I'm a kind of a dick perfectionist. I didn't like selling things. If they weren't right, I pulled everything back off the shelf and was like, no, I made them better. So I just kept restarting. And finally, I have everything in order. I have the skis dialed in. I've got the trucks dialed in, the skate decks dialed in. We found track top that's brushed, so it has a little more groove and texture to it.
Okay.
And I waited a year to see if it loaded up too much or if it got too ice packed and all this crap. I rode these without any spikes.
Gotcha.
Just because even in powder, remember last year I was in bottomless powder in the backcountry. This shit was deep. And I came over a roller and I landed. I had like a foot of powder on my skate between my foot. And I was hauling ass and just had to kick it down. And it came clean off to where I could feel grip again. And
nice.
I was like, all right, I like this. So everything, I took my time and really researched it. Just didn't want to throw shit out on the market. So the big, well,
that's gotta be commended. You know, you got to do that R&D. So with the skis being so thin, they still do really well in the deep
actually,
powder.
This one's a 120 with the waist, which isn't super thin. And I was trying to talk to the guys at Folsom. I was like, what about wider? What about wider?
Yeah.
And proportionally, the curves and stuff, what he has, I was riding this in some deep ass powder, and it works.
Okay.
It still floats, it still rides. It's got the length, which carries the per square inch kind of thing.
Gotcha.
The new powder ski is basically going to be an updated version of this, which is probably, this thing is just completely fun for everything, like trees, POW, groomers, moguls. What the hell don't it ride? It rides park. So what is the tail like on those? What's that?
Like how much tail do you have on there? Are they kind of stubby or
all the way across?
Okay.
Longer than
Camera,
those,
put it right here.
but with the flex of them, they work.
Gotcha.
They don't squish flat like a lot of them where you can just squish the tail on the ground.
Yeah.
These ride more snowboardish. So when you
Gotcha.
press it, you're actually up a little bit. Like the tail area will sit flat, but it kind of presses more like a snowboard than a snow skate.
So, and then, so is it are you offering 3 separate sizes? Is that what we're looking at there?
Right now we have the 3 sizes, a 138, a 152, and a 169.
Okay.
Which this thing, man, people look at it like, what the hell is that? And that thing turns the mountain small.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it flies.
Holds an edge.
It holds an edge really well.
Bet.
This 138 is the Bad Unicorn, which is just a more playful girl or kiddish graphic, which is turned out to be one of the favorites. And it's actually a little pony having a dream about being a bad unicorn and destroying Denver.
Oh, wow. So wait, so yeah, I was on your site, and I was
My next girlfriend's daughter told me I needed to make one with a
He's not
unicorn
gonna post it till February.
years ago when we first started, 3-4 years ago.
Post this.
So we did.
So who does your graphics?
So my friends, Adrian Holcomb owns Rocky Mountain Tattoo Emporium.
Okay.
He did the Bad Unicorn, and all these guys are my friends. Rich Fisher did the Snow Beast, which I was just getting a tattoo, and we were talking about it. And he came up with he wanted to do a face like the old Santa Cruz's kind of looked. So while we were doing this, he did that. I was getting a tattoo done. He popped that out. Rich also did my logo graphics and that stuff. Rob did the Sorcerer, which is a wizard face, and he's got chaos on the tail. And everybody has seen this thing all over the internet with Harrison doing 60 miles an hour everywhere he goes. And this is the Black Sheep done by Marcus O'Day there. And it's the 169 Black Sheep. It's basically a UFO beaming up a black sheep. There he is.
There he is.
And hauling them to the 3rd dimension where we all belong.
We're all a little
Yeah, we're a
kooky.
bunch of weirdos. So yeah, Rocky Mountain Tattoo Emporium, all the tattoo artists there, each one did one.
That's awesome.
Rich did the new one, which is the FTFU, which means shred the fluff up.
Yeah. So and that one's available. By the time you're watching this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up at Folsom this week. And Adrian, we also have this Bad Unicorn in the 152 size.
Okay.
And we're changing the graphic on this to the new Hair Raiser, which is an owl or a falcon or something chasing a bunny down the hill on skis. It's called the Hair Raiser. So we softened it up a little, changed it, just so we didn't have 2 of the same.
Yeah.
And so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 5 different styles of ride with an extra graphic in between. 9.
So I had
That was for PJ. He just did a board slide down the tube.
we'll put it in.
PJ, do one more. We'll point it at it.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll-
remember this. Where this is.
Give them a view.
Okay.
What we're cheering on.
All right, PJ.
There it is in live time.
We're doing it live.
No pressure, but yeah.
Oh, there we go. Little board slide.
Sick. Hey, so team riders, you got how many guys do you have riding for you?
Well, the team that I have here, I don't
Whoa,
want to
board
be.
slide, baby. Ow, ow.
I don't want to be competitive about, our dudes do this, and this. I don't even give a fuck. I don't care. Our team riders are basically, we all try to represent our skates and the sport as a nice thing, and we're not such bad dudes.
Jam sessions are underrated
And
in snowboarding and snow skating. We got to do more of that.
I just don't I don't need to be competitive. I just want everybody to just have fun. So our team is basically just the dudes, and we do a thing where they rep, and if they sell skates, this and this, and we'll someday make something of it, I hope.
So
But I don't want to be like, oh, we have this team of the best in the world. But Patrick, that dude in Austria, I think is the best in the world. If you see his videos.
So I do want to talk about Patrick, but I do want to say something real quick. So are you gonna what about these snow skate competitions that happen? March Madness is big in the snow skate community. Are you planning on attending any of those and meeting?
We're gonna host some shit that's better than anyone's ever seen. That's what we're gonna do.
I don't, man, I just don't get out much. I just never did. I'm pretty content. I mean, if you see where I live, there's the mountain right there. You see it? All that and behind the trees. I'm pretty cool where I'm at.
You got your Bobcat, dude, here.
Okay.
No, but we are gonna host a bank slalom race at some point this season. But details,
we're gonna work on it. And honestly,
some cat track races would be
it would be kind of, I don't want to sound arrogant, but man, these things are meant for that kind of shit. We would crush it.
Well, okay, so I mean, and
they ride mountain like a ski,
right?
So,
and I don't want to argue with you. Obviously, this is not an argument.
I know there's some fast dudes back there, and I'm not saying I'm going to be the first dude down the hill because these dudes are both faster than me these days.
I'm just saying.
I get it. But you know,
there's been some established, stuff. The community, snow skate community is pretty small. The Olympics, snow skate Olympics out there in, they're in Washington. But the Serpentine Massacre, and then in Idaho, there's the sort of natural event. Yeah. They all have.
And those dudes, I see there's some fast dudes out there. I get it. And a lot of those dudes travel through. And what I'd rather it be is just us being all friends and hanging out and shit versus being competitive.
Yo,
give me 1 minute. You guys chat for a second.
Well, snow skates. The confusion is that snow skates are faster or whatever, but really they're just more aerodynamic. So on a green, they're faster. They're just there's less ski touching the ground, so they're faster. They're not as heavy. They accelerate more, they decelerate more, but that's not what it's about. What it's about is that they can ride the whole mountain just like a snowboard can. And it isn't a competition to see like if they're faster than snowboards or skis. It's just funny that they are on cat tracks. It's more like they can handle the whole mountain, all the terrain, blacks, double blacks, whatever.
So I think Eddie was missing my point. I think because he touched on kind of what I was getting to, which is the camaraderie and the community of the snow skate. That's really what the events are for. I mean, people want to win them,
snow skating,
but it's like meet other snow skaters, meet other builders. It's a really small community, and there's a certain, like I said earlier, we're all a little kooky, right? Yeah. So you bring all these kooks together, and you get, you kind of get along. You get along or you don't, but it's very it is a community.
The most fun I've ever had, like I love riding the chairlift. Don't get me wrong. Like I live for riding the chairlift. But the most fun I had the last couple of years between snowboarding and snow skating was doing a little rail jam on the snow skate. And because I get there, and whether it's the compound where we are right now or like Loveland Pass or whatever, you got all these like rails and everything. And I'm a rail rat on my snowboard. But I get there and I'm just like, oh man, everything's so tiny. This is boring. I can't even fucking do anything because it's so small. And then I'm like, wait a second, I got my snow skate in the car. I go take my boots off, put my shoes on, and jump on the snow skate. And I'm ripping all these little tiny tubes and stuff like you just saw me do. And it just brings it all back. It's like I'm bored of snowboarding because I'm good, but I'm not that good, but I'm good, So like it just brings it all back. I get to relearn how to snowboard all over again.
So
on these little tubes.
So I know because you mentioned earlier that you watched the Harrison Bell episode.
Yeah, I did last night.
So, and you guys know that kid.
Yeah.
We've
we
skate in the summer.
downhill
sometimes,
skateboard
and
together in the summer. So
That's how we
That's-
met Eddie. Was we were hitchhiking up Hoosier
Yep.
Pass in Breckenridge, and he gave us a ride up.
yeah,
And then he was talking about snow skates, and we were like all about just skating and
Yeah.
skating roads. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wow, Eddie's got a snow skate, and he helped me get some tree work, and I was like, all right, well, I'll buy your snow skate,
Yeah.
So
Sick.
we help each other out with our small businesses, and
That's
so yeah,
awesome.
there's definitely more of a sense of community with Trenton and Eddie because they work together in the summer. He's been like renting his trailer and stuff for his tree business and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
just another reason that we're close is because we also are trying to help each other make money too. We're not just shooting the
we're
shit.
supporting the small biz.
We're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about
yeah.
the small businesses and doing what we can to stay on the mountain and stay shredding.
So I don't know if you saw the episode with Harrison, but he described the falling out with Aloud. Can you go into that a little bit?
Well, I saw him riding on the Hovland. I let him ride one of mine one day. He took 2 turns and turned around and said, damn, I see what you guys are doing. So he was right up his style. So we were developing it. I was having, like I said, doing shit for 3 years, trying to figure things out, get the right
Yeah.
companies doing things. I made my own skate molds because I wanted to change things. These decks were breaking. So I'm trying to develop the decks, and he's coming in with other skateboard companies that have nothing to do with snow skating. So all I was telling him is if you're going to ride for my company, you have to ride 100% of my company. And he
Fair
kept
enough.
branching off on his own. I gave him decks, did this, tried to help him. And I told him it's his choice whether he wants to ride my complete decks or just be a homie.
Yeah.
So he did his own thing, no big deal. That's where
Sounds-
it did. Now, here's one thing that did bother me. I'll tell you this. A week later, he came back for the hardware to hook up his 138. I hooked it all up. We bolted it together. And the very next couple days, he was talking trash on the internet. So that's not cool to me. So other than that, I just don't have time for that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Trying to be half-ass business style. I don't even like being business. I just want to have fun. I just want everyone to fuck off, have more fun on the fucking hill than the next dude.
I thought you were just gonna say he quit.
He did quit. That's what I just said. He quit.
Because snow skating is different than
It's
downhill
not-
skating.
It's not
Yeah.
skateboarding.
It's not on
not
a road.
snowboarding.
It's on snow. It's definitely
uh,
way closer to skiing or snowboarding than it is to
Yeah.
skateboarding.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
just
is-
its own entity.
It is.
yeah,
It
it's
is.
Its own
awesome.
entity. One time on the bus, there was a whole group of people, and the dude comes up, he leans forward real quietly, he goes, "What's that like?"
Try it.
And I said, "Have you ever rollerbladed?" And he got big eyed and goes, "Yeah." I said, "It's nothing like that."
Nothing
at
like
all."
that. That's
And then I was being cool with that. I kind of laughed. I said, "I'm kidding, man," because it's really its own thing.
yep.
It's
100%.
just, it's sort of like if I have a surfing feeling sometimes. I see little lips that I grew up surfing and shit. I'll fucking hit that bitch like I'm surfing, and then I'll hop back in a skateboard stance and get cruising and shit. And then I'm snowboarding, and then I can't do a kickflip again, like I said. But then I do all these fucking
Yeah.
jumps and rails and this kind of shit. So it's all of it, and it's different, and it's funny how intimidating it is to a lot of people. So many people look at that. These dudes from out of town on skis and shit. This is funny because they look down at that and go, "Oh, I'd kill myself on them."
You know what I
And
found?
all I keep thinking is, "What the fuck are you doing on skis then?"
Right.
Depending on what kind of
How are you
terrain you're
walking
on,
down the steps? I mean,
it's
is that shit
actually
dangerous?
easier. It's easier than skiing or snowboarding because you can walk off your board instead of slamming into the ground. It's easier on your knees. Like it's just there's so many reasons
You
that
know, it works
it's
well
better.
teaching the little dudes how to snowboard and ski and stuff. Especially when you're on your snowboard trying to teach your little ones to snowboard, it's hard as hell to move around. Man, I could walk around the hill and help them out and get them going. And if they take off, I jump on my shit and I'm ahead of them in no time.
They should have these things in ski
Boom.
school. I taught snowboarding for 10 years, and I'm telling you, you
cool.
can maneuver the beginner hill quicker on and easier on a snow skate, and you can jump on and off it and teach people and interact with people. It's way quicker, way more efficient for an expert instructor or coach to like navigate.
It is kind of
It will
makes
hopefully
mobile.
adapt here soon, because I mean, it is so nice to have really grippy shoes for climbing. I always have
One
to
thing that would help
shovel
if
on,
we
on
get
roofs and stuff.
I'm trying to figure out how to get this more incorporated, as if you could show a lesson, even if it's only
So,
beginner lessons going
you're-
at the resorts. These are stiffer riding than all the other snow skates. I'll give it that.
Okay.
We don't do shove its and kick flips.
Yeah. You
I
guys are
haven't
about
seen
just
anyone do-
cruising.
Patrick
Maybe
does
a finger
flips.
flip. The finger flip is nuts.
Yeah.
That's a goal.
You know,
Yeah, I want a bunch
I've
of
been
events
doing
to
this
go
a
to.
long time, and I had some dudes. One dude tell me, because I remember there used to only be like 5 of us on the hill. Me, RD, Dave, Hammy, this other dude, Vince or Vance, some other dude, and an Andre dude, an older dude.
Yeah, Andre, there's
He's
still
been
a
there.
lot of people that are still out there.
Dude,
Yeah.
dating.
oh, I
And
got a
it's only-
story
the
for you.
scene
I
is
got a
getting
story
bigger.
for you.
There was only a handful of us, and now there.
Yeah.
I hear people all the time. Hey, I seen someone snow skating. I seen someone snow skating over here, and I'm like, cool. I mean, it is cool, but I don't like know everybody.
Yeah. So when
Dude,
when
remember at A Basin at the end of the year when we met? What's his name? Tony? Or-
Oh yeah, that.
So
dude.
there was this dude we met, and we rode with, and I decided to
Oh, we
do
all
a
did
barefoot
barefoot
run.
runs, all of us. top
Yeah,
to
so it
bottom.
was
Oh,
my
yeah,
idea, and
that
when
would
I
be
brought
fun.
it up,
It
they were like,
actually-
"Oh, you're crazy." They're like, "Hell no!" And then I
Rich
took my
Fisher-
shoes off, and they're like, "All right, I guess I got to take my shoes
Dude.
off too." And they both took their shoes off.
Rich
We did a
Fisher-
barefoot run.
Rich Fisher
That's nuts.
did it the week before us though,
Really?
and
Damn.
Patrick did a flip flop run
Oh.
before that,
Oh,
and then
okay,
he
I guess
saw
we
us
weren't
do
the
a
first one.
barefoot run, so he upped it with a barefoot run also.
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
when we were talking about how you kind of got into snow skating, what year do you think that was?
Well, the first time I stood on one was the '90s with the flat deck thing.
Okay.
But have snow skates
and
been
then-
around as long as snowboards?
No.
No.
Then let me think. Okay.
I had
So
a junkyard. Breckenridge, or
I have to- let me
so
see-
yeah,
the Burton
around
junkyard was like the first bi-level one that I rode.
the first one I rode was
Yeah.
something Roller Dave had, and it had 2x4s for trucks. Like it was, it
Yeah, I
was
guess
literally a big
Mine was a
bowl
little
board.
better than that,
It was a bowl board bolted through, and it had the T-nuts in it at least. Or did
Yeah.
it? It might have just been screwed too. I forget. It was ghetto as fuck. And we tried to ride it on the resort. It was hard, and then I broke it. And then I got a junkyard, and it was really hard to ride that thing.
The junkyard, yeah,
I
did
could
it.
jump 3 in Bonanza on a junkyard.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing,
And
like,
rode it out
it's
and didn't die. And so then I got a Lib Tech, which had the magnet traction, which I thought, holy shit, this is starting to hook up. And then
Yeah.
it really didn't. You know, it still was a skateboardy thing, like sliding
I've
down.
never ridden a lip tech.
So it was probably when I really started doing it. It was probably 2010, and I was a snowboard instructor, and I would just I didn't really want to teach. I was just there because I think so that the main dudes were letting me ride my snow skate in uniform
Wow.
in the small
That's
park because I had all the
Yeah.
park things and all
Yeah,
that shit. for
yeah.
Yeah,
snow.
yeah.
So that's
Those
all I
are
was
good-
doing
the
all day. I was
junkyard
getting
would be
paid
good in the
by Vail
small
to ride
park.
my snow skate and waiting for someone to take a lesson, and then I throw a snowboard on and do a lesson if I had one. But that's kind of why I got really interested, start riding it all the time. And then getting
what's
down
that
to the park was kind of a bitch sometimes on shitty conditions. So then
Yeah.
one thing led to the other and started riding a bigger ski. The first ski, so here, my friend Dave, I did some skidster work at his property, and he gave me 3 skis. I was doing it for free anyway. And he gave me 3 long skis because he wanted me riding the skis, start trying all this shit, you know? And I took the Hovland ski and turned it around, re-drilled it, reset it up. It rode fair.
Yeah.
I'd say it rode pretty good. It rode all right. But it was a hunk of crap. It was a log, real stiff. So from there was things I wanted to fix. And when I found Folsom, I told them everything that I wanted the ski to do, and they pretty much nailed it.
You're trying to design something that's gonna be
I'm
the
just
optimum functionality, right?
exactly. That's where I'm at, and I just want. I'm riding them. Man, I ride behind everybody. I start watching how they're riding them and where the arms are going, how the body movement's going. If something's off a little bit, I've done that so much. I find myself I gotta let that shit go and just go do some riding.
Just release something. Say,
yeah.
all right, we're good. I'm gonna go ride. All right. Well, hey, I got some bonus questions for you. You wanna take a couple bonus questions here?
Sure.
All right. What is a skill that you want to learn but haven't yet?
What is a skill that I want to learn that I haven't?
And it doesn't have to be snow. These aren't necessarily snow skate related.
On a snowboard or snow skate, I wanted to do a backflip before I turned 50 on a snowboard.
Yeah.
And I threw a hell of a good effort when I was like 49, and at 50, man, I got wrecked.
Yeah.
A couple of them were big, but I landed upside down, and upside down big hurts.
Yeah, it does.
I'm recontemplating trying one on a smaller jump on the snow skate, maybe here at the yard or something. So that's something that would be something, and it is related to.
Well, it can be. I mean, and on a powder day, wait for a powder day, and
other than that, I'm a pretty boring dude, I think.
No, you've had tunnel vision for the last 3 years.
I think I have, and I've been telling my friends how I'm trying to break out of it. I'm trying to just relax, have fun. And I think I'm at that point because I think I have everything kind of developed enough to where I can kind of cruise with it.
It's awesome.
So,
it's awesome.
Hopefully. But maybe you'll see me do a backflip.
All right.
That dude Patrick does a giant one, biggest one I've seen. Patrick, I don't want to say his name wrong. It's Boschner.
Now he
is on fire, man. That dude
is he right? Is he one of your team riders?
He's actually the team rider that is just to ride the damn things. No competition, just ride them. And when I saw him online, all I told him, I was like, man, I'd like to see what you're able to do on my skis.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I was going to buy one. I said, well, let me send you a ski or two. Give me feedback.
Yeah.
And one of the other companies, after I did that and started saying, this is my team rider, one of the other companies sent him a ski. And he tried, and he messaged me. He says, hey, I'm going to ride this, but don't get pissed. He says, I want to do research on it. I'm like, cool. I dig that. I get that.
Yeah. Well, he let
and
you know.
Broke
right?
it broke in like 2
geez.
days.
Oh,
he showed it to
man.
me. It was folded. He didn't even do anything on it. And he wrote in some deep pow and he broke it.
So where's he located?
Austria.
Okay. And now is he the guy that did the speed record?
That dude, I would say, has the fastest. You can't claim it because someone might have went faster, but I seen him do 122 or 121 kilometers, which tax out at 75.1 something.
Wow. That's fast.
That is fucking flying, man.
That is flying.
That's flying that's going fast on a damn motorcycle.
Zoom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And the guy is really nice. I chat with him a lot. Him and his whole crew seem happy, fun going, man. It makes me want to just go over and hang out with them dudes.
Yeah, dude. Sounds like
yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it right.
All right, cool. Well, hey, I got a couple more bonus questions. All right. So
Sure.
if you were living in a tribe community, what would you offer the tribe?
No skates. Our tribe would have to be in the snow.
All right. So what key
I'm
components?
I'm not the dumbest guy in the world, but I'm not the smartest dude, so I could figure something out, I'm sure.
Awesome. All right. So what are some key components that you would expect other members of the tribe to contribute? Maybe like the top 3.
Top 3.
That's a loaded question.
That is.
That is a
Well, I mean,
loaded
first of all, we
question.
need food and water. And
weed.
yeah, you need to farm, you need to get stuff. You need to
What is the question?
What are the
what's
top,
the top
3
3
things you want your
the
tribe?
tribe would have to do? Man, you
Wow.
don't want no grumpy ass dickhead running the show. That's for sure. That
There you
dude's at
go.
the end of the line. You gotta be a happy tribe, you know.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if that was 3. It sounded like 3.
So we would need food and water and happy.
Happy. Nice.
Yes, I don't
Love
know.
it. Love it. All right. So last one.
Yeah, we got tacos, some
We got
beer,
we got it all right here. Tacos, weed, beer.
and
park.
snow.
And you guys are in what state?
We
Colorado,
need
right?
snow.
We do need more snow here. It's a little weak.
I just have to because I'm in Idaho, so we're just gonna. They're in
You guys got
Colorado.
some snow the other
So
time,
much
didn't you?
fun for groomers.
You guys got some snow there?
It's blown snow.
Yeah.
So, but
Man, I seen a picture of Alaska. The lift here had that much snow on it.
geez,
The-
they're
the
getting it
snow
all.
is
We're getting
buried.
the warm stuff right here on the West Coast and then the Rockies.
We're not even getting nothing. We're
Getting
getting
nothing.
blue
It's all-
skies and sunshine, which is cool, but it'd be nice if there was a bunch of snow on the ground first.
And again, we're talking about the 1st of December when we're recording this
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah,
hopefully by February, we're all going to be in it. Come on.
all it's gonna take is a couple more good dumpings and we're set.
Yeah. All
That's
right. So
exactly why it's nice to have a snow skate though for times like these.
Snow skates are nice. for that.
They're really fun on the groomers.
There,
And just
there wouldn't be
make
much
anything
snowboarding happening.
yeah.
It'd be a little bit boring.
Make anything a little
Yeah,
loud.
if you're a good snowboarder, you get bored when there's no terrain open or your friends are slow. And then you jump on a snow skate and it's just like you're having a blast just riding with your friends that aren't that good instead of them feeling like they're pulling your teeth out waiting for them,
do you think
It
I'll tell
opens
you-
up a lot of different options.
I'll
of
tell
what
you
can
how I'll tell you the feeling I get with the snow skating. I was
Sure
snowboarding
thing.
out here in Breckenridge in the 90s. I went to Keystone the first year they opened the snowboarders and they fucking hated us. Like me and my friend Roach got attacked by 6 skiers,
Really?
which is funny as hell. And I can't even tell that story, but
From skiers?
yeah,
Wow.
but they hated us. They were like, get out of a fucking mountain, that shit. Now, there's
Crazy.
only 2 mountains that don't let snowboarding in, but this is when it was in the 90s.
You're talking
And
about
we were-
Johnny Tsunami here.
We were,
man.
yeah, we were freaks. I think it was even before that nonsense. Knuckle draggers, all that, all this kind of animosity shit. And we deserve some of it. Like we used to sticker up all the cars with snowboard stickers when you could tell they were skiers. So I get it.
Yeah.
And we would move picnic tables where we liked. We did all that kind of nonsense. So now with snow skating, it's almost like reiterating that kind of stuff again, but without all the animosity. There's a little animosity, but not as much animosity.
If you don't have a
Skateboarding
little
and
animosity,
snowboarding
then
went
it-
through-
then it isn't
skateboarding and
cool.
snowboarding both went through it for
These-
us, so
these
we don't have to
days,
go
they're
through it
more-
again, right?
They're more
Yeah.
prone to accept it because
when they ask questions, I think they're very
Oh, yeah.
curious, right? They're curious, but then I think there's a little they're scared or
here's the
I don't-
question.
I don't know.
Here's the questions. They come in this order. What is that?
Yeah.
How do you stay on it?
How do you stop? Do you
That looks
stand up
hard.
on that thing or sit down?
What holds you on? Are you attached?
Kickflip.
Do a
Do a
kickflip.
kickflip.
Do a kickflip. Those are the reactions you get.
I'm
man.
having shirts made.
You're
It's
gonna,
gonna
get
say
that
do a
on
kickflip
any
across the
skateboard.
front,
Yeah.
and right here is going to say no.
You just go.
So I get I get, can you do any tricks on that? And then my answer is, I can stay on it.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
and then,
there you go.
then
That's
they
a good enough
Yeah,
trick,
That's
right?
sometimes a trick.
That or you can,
Like, I
always
can
say
ride
tricks
it.
are for kids.
Tricks are for kids.
So
Tricks are for kids.
I pulled up on this double diamond mogul field, man. The moguls are waist deep. And I pulled up on these two dudes skiers. And they look like they knew their shit, you know. And the one dude looks down and sees the snow skate, looks at his buddy, does the nod like this,
yeah.
and snickers,
Oh, geez.
right? And me, of course, oh yeah, look at the weird dude on the freak toy. I
Yeah.
passed those dudes, both of them, in the fucking moguls, and started sending the I was on this thing, of course, you know.
Yeah.
Started sending the bottom. I tell you, if I'd have hit two more moguls, I'd have ate shit. But I was sending that shit. Them dudes went home, I'm sure, with their tail between their legs, thinking, "Oh fuck, we got shit."
Dude, I'm on the chairlift with people, and they're like asking me about my snow skate, all confused and stuff, like can't even figure out how I stand on it. And I'm just like, yeah, man, it's just as fast as anything else or whatever. And they just don't believe me. I'm like, you know, like, see if you can keep up kind of deal. And they're just like, oh, okay. And they're still got this confused look on their face.
Yeah.
I get off the chairlift, get back in the lift line at the bottom, and they're like they like come up behind me in the lift line, and they're like, holy shit, you're like just as fast as me, maybe a little faster even. And I'm just like, I told you on the chairlift, you didn't believe me. Like,
buddies come up and dap you like they're gonna leave you. Yeah, man, cool, man, cool. All right, we'll see you
Or-
down there. And
you
then
know-
you fucking haul ass past them, and they're all like, "Fuck."
Yeah. It's the people, it's the snowboarders in front of you in line that you pass when you come off the chair and then keep going. And they're like sitting there trying to get into their bindings, you know? And you're
yeah.
like,
I goof off getting off the chair. I've gotten off on the penguin, on belly flop.
Oh
it's-
yeah,
Um,
that is the
hang
golden
again.
trick. It is good to like snow skate with skiers though. You can like luge and go in between skiers and like you know, there's different things you can do with skiing and snow skating.
I'm guilty of harassing. I'm a snowboarder and I love snowboarding, but I'm guilty of harassing snowboarders now because I pass them on cat tracks when they're kicking and I say, hey,
yeah.
try taking both of your bindings off. It's
Okay. So I've got a question for you then. Since you do snowboard, how do you feel it is after you snow skate to run on a snow skate and then get back on your snowboard? How does that improve
so-
your snowboarding?
yeah. So to be honest, it's hard. If you ask me that question again in a few weeks, I'd be able to answer it better because I haven't really gotten on my snowboard yet this season because I'm having so much fun on my snow skate.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to answer
You
that
know,
yet.
I've
No,
heard,
I have to work and I have to when I'm working I have to be on a snowboard. So I do have to like go back and forth. But it's
But we were talking loaded questions,
different.
and that's my, so that was my interpretation when because I'd go take a run on my snowboard, I'd go test the conditions. This is early days, right, for me. And then I'd take a run on my snow skate, take a couple runs, go and put my snowboard back on. And I found my snowboarding just like my skill level just was like uncalculable.
I've heard
Just-
other
I
people
love
say
that. I love that you
also.
say that because that's exactly that point that I want to emphasize.
I think people feel more confident once they strap back on, knowing with being unstrapped, you're pretty confident. Getting down the hill, you're making your turns, you're doing your thing. But then when you strap on, it's like putting a seatbelt on in a dune buggy.
You're like,
he calls it
whoa.
training wheels.
Yeah.
Hey, when I go snowboarding, he says you're gonna put your training wheels back on. That's what he
I'm
calls.
only kidding. I like snow. I will
No,
snowboard
no.
occasionally too. But
yeah,
We-
snowboarding you can jump, man.
The-
Jumping is
The
awesome
point
on
is,
a
dude,
snowboard.
snow skating is only gonna help snowboarding. It's not gonna take anything
yeah,
away.
yeah.
The instructors can use it. The pros can use it. You know, coaches might want their students to cross train to help with certain body movements because it helps emphasize that lower body movement and the lower
Hey.
upper body separation is emphasized.
I'm all for
Um,
riding everything. Sometimes
that-
someone might want to ride a snowmobile.
help.
Sometimes someone might want to ride a fucking horse in the snow. That's cool too.
So do you think maybe some snowboarders are, and even skiers are leery about trying it because they're afraid that maybe they'll like it too much?
That could be.
That's
get
what
a
happened
lot
to
of-
me.
I get a lot of people that I talk to that they're older dudes like me. They've snowboarded for a long while and then they're skiing now. They've got kids, so the skis are easier to get around and they're doing it because it's something new. And they're looking down at that snow skate thinking, ooh, there's something even newer
Yeah, like
that I can hop on.
imagine that guy who's
So
a
there's a
really good
huge
skier
interest
and he's
that
riding
way.
with his family and he's just like, oh man, this sucks. But like if he was on a snow skate, he'd be having a blast, right? He can jump off of it, help his kid jump back on, do a butter, like whatever, you know.
You
Who
can
cares?
just try
Ride
stupid little
switch. You
things.
can try
I had-
riding
I had a
switch with your
family
kid
kinda-
while they're learning how to snowboard, like whatever, or whoever it is, you know.
I had a family kind of jaw drop. The kid went in a tree well and I was right by there. So I hopped off and walked over there and they're trying to walk up the hill in their skis.
Yeah.
Their jaw dropped that I just, hey dude, what's happening? You know, and helped them up.
Yeah.
Got him going the whole time. He's staring at my snow skate like, wow, what is that? Yeah.
I want that thing.
So he was crying, looking at it. I talked to him. I was like, you want to stand on it? I stood him on it. And then, you know, mom and dad are all still trying to get up the hill. But just like that, you know, we were right there trying to.
So
it's a cool
so-
thing.
Yeah. So I got all three of you standing here. So maybe you guys can all have a crack at the last bonus question. All right. So if the system that we're all dependent on collapses tomorrow, what is the first thing that you do?
Come to the compound and start shredding and drinking beer.
I-
And calling all my
I would
friends that
rather-
have guns and inviting them over.
I'm not so dependent on the system. I mean, of course,
Yeah,
If
you got
I'm- if I'm
snowmobile. We're
selling
gonna get a
snow
snow
skates
bike
and all
this
this
year.
stuff, I get it. That is part of the system. And I do depend on it because we all need to depend on it. But I don't think it'd fuck with me too much. Like I said, we just,
Right on.
I mean, if we can't get fuel, I guess we ain't riding the snowmobile.
the reality is
anymore.
the change is going to be too slow.
We'll have to figure out our
It's not
own.
going to be like an instant thing. But if it was an instant thing, is what he's saying.
We're gonna get solar powered fields. and
I guess
some
all there would
crops
be to do is hang
going.
out and ride
We're gonna
snow
be-
skates
yeah.
in the compound. And
But
hike up
definitely the
hill.
first month or so, we're gonna just rip it up.
I would
Yeah,
build an
we'll have-
armored vehicle.
We'll have
for
fuel
sure.
and shit by the first month. We got 3 sleds, this dirt bike with the thing
Yeah,
on
we
it.
would just go
Yeah.
fuck around
We-
and shred for a few months until things start
I
to.
mean, we could hook up
get
solar
figured out.
panels to one of them fucking lifts and probably take it over if it's going all that kind of way.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
take
take
over a
it- we'll
chairlift.
take it over,
We'll
Brad.
Take over a
Take over, Brad.
chairlift. Set up a bunch of armored guards at the bottom. Like you can't
we'll
ride
just-
this chairlift.
We'll just take over a chairlift and solar power it, and then we're
We'll take over the Imperial.
Yeah, we'll take the.
So
Take
what-
the Imperial.
So what are the goals for Aloud in this next season?
Well, we're building the powder ski, so we're gonna do a shit ton of backcountry riding. Last year I did it. I'll tell you, I got nervous in a few spots we were in. My friends were laughing at me, which I
Happens,
kind
it
of had to laugh
happens.
at. What's that?
It happens.
Yeah, I was looking down at this run. And I started describing it to Scott, like telling him exactly where I'm gonna turn and shit. He's like, "Yeah, really cool." And I was like, "All right." I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking nervous. That shit's steep and shitty."
You got the powder ski.
I put
We
my-
do
I was-
have to take it to the back country.
I was doing that a lot, just trying to put myself in real sketchy predicaments.
taking
see
snow
what
skating to the
happens.
back country.
So
Man,
the powder ski is where I came up with this design, and once Patrick broke his, I was like, I'll make one thing and break. So we're doing that. I want to do some different shit. I want to do a road gap. I was in some magazines when I was a snowboarder doing a road gap and half pipe shit. I like to.
Dude, I want to try
I like to-
half pipe on the snow skate because I was doing.
I'd like
I
to
was
get
hitting
out
a
of the
side
half
thing
pipe with
today.
it and start incorporating to show that these things are like snowboards that are not attached to you. That's, yeah, you know, I'm not trying to take away from any of these other snow skate companies. I watch them all. I analyze kind of how I think they ride. And I dig it. I mean, we got chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream for a fucking reason, right?
But chocolate's better. Everyone knows it.
I don't know,
well,
man.
it's all
I'm a
Neapolitan.
Schwartz
right?
Kind
I'm
of like
actually
a-
more of a vanilla guy.
Right. We're not trying to take away from any other snow skating. We're trying to enhance what's already there.
Snow skating is just going to enhance skiing and
Like
snowboarding.
our
The more we think about
smallest,
it.
our smallest snow skate is bigger than most of their company's biggest. Not all of them. There's a few. I used to hear all the time, oh, there's a lot of hate about the long ski. And I was like, hey, shit. I'm not trying to cause that. But they're all growing where
There's a reason why people ride. The snow skate I ride is the same length as my snowboard, and I
So-
think there's a reason for that, and it rides the whole mountain great.
So I think
152.
I ride a
yeah.
153, 154 snowboard, and
Yeah.
what's the allowed? A
152.
152. I've
I-
ridden anywhere from 152 to 155, so I'm only like a 1.5 centimeters shorter than my average snowboard.
Yeah.
I,
So
and
I
it
think
rides
you guys
great.
need to load up the station wagon, come out for March Madness, go to
March Madness,
Idaho,
Larry and
go
a
to
few
Snow
people
Kwame
went out there.
Pass,
Dude,
go to,
I'll do it. I'll do
go
it.
and
These
check
guys
out,
travel.
and not to win. I mean, go and win.
Yeah,
Hey, go win,
mean-
but to meet the people, meet the community,
Hey,
because let them try your product.
I
Whatever,
get it
have
would
some
be very
demos.
beneficial that way. I get it.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, like I said, I'm such a perfectionist. I was hiding it a little bit
Yeah.
until I knew.
Feels
Like
pretty
when
wild,
when
man.
when I adjusted I lost sleep over an 1/8 inch sometimes over just stupid. And I do math. Everything is math. So,
Well, God
adjusted
bless
this
you.
ski- I adjusted this ski 5/8 of an inch on the stance. Rode
Yeah,
it.
it probably
felt
makes a
pretty
big
cool.
difference.
I got off the lift and stood on it, and it literally turned like a skateboard for me. I didn't have to kick it. I didn't have to do anything. It just did the turn. And I
Is this
got
the narrower stance?
Do you make your own trucks?
yes.
Are they how
Yeah,
Ah,
this fits a skateboard and this fits a snowboard.
All right,
Oh,
let's talk about
gotcha.
the trucks for a second while he's got the little angle here.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the trucks.
They're high up.
Okay, so
You got
we
some
were all
height.
using the rockers or the Harfangs, only thing available. And I kind of didn't like the way it pentacled, the pentacle pressures, so to say. I'm not trying to sound confusing or scientific, but the angles of them, I didn't like, and I kept breaking these decks in the same spot.
Oh, gotcha.
Not this hole. The other hole was up here. Hold on. Where the hell did it break? Yeah, in front of the truck, right
Mm.
at the truck line. I started thinking they're putting too much pentacle pressure this way as the truck was. and
Interesting.
causing the crack.
Yeah.
So I went with the skateboard size truck. So this is a skateboard. You can bolt an independent on this thing, or a Venture, or your favorite truck, skateboard truck. So that's where I started creating this from, was this spot alone, so I wouldn't break decks. And my son has a fabrication shop. He builds race cars, and I
Man.
hit him up with like, "Hey, you gotta cut these out for dad," kind of thing.
That's
So
awesome.
he helped me design them, and this, and our new ones are actually going to be laser cut, so they're very
Sick.
a little straighter and crisper lines, maybe to say.
Hey, am I allowed to ask you a question?
Sure.
All right, I wanna ask you a question, Eddie.
Oh, so the
Why
height
does
of the
this have
truck.
such more? Wait. Tell me about the tail length on these. Oh, I
It's,
thought it was longer.
No, this point and these points are about the same length in off the trucks.
So
on
the
deck.
tail length's about the same on all
Of
three.
the ski or the
The
deck?
ski.
No, they're all different. They're all different.
They're
They're
all
all
different.
balanced. They're all balanced to
The
just
proportion
where
of
they
the
ended up after testing.
Yeah.
That's
I
basically it.
just I think it's way more interesting what's going on with the different skis.
So we have
on-
back holes on these two bigger skis where you can set it back so you can get more of a tail ride for
Yeah.
powder. And they work. We tried them. The little ski we had them in it sucked. It was fun because we were all laughing at each other. We were eating shit. It didn't work on that ski. And I could have made it work by doing an in between this and
So
this, but
there's-
it really wasn't worth it.
So there's
for
three
that ski.
skis. There's a 38, a 52,
And
and a
69.
69.
And we're coming out with the powder ski,
And then
which
there's
is
a fourth one.
56
yeah.
with a
Check
with a fishtail.
them out at
Yeah.
AloudSnowskates.com. Hey, thanks for coming on AquaBrain with me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us on this installment of AquaBrain TV. Check us out at Brain Aqua. It's how you subscribe to us. It's how you subscribe to Trenton. And this is a video we think you'll like.